Hello, everyone. My name is Lei Qin. I'm from Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. Today, I'm going to explain how to set up MR elastography acoustic driver system. And the acoustic driver that we are using is from Resoundent. I want to thank our IT manager, Leonid, for his help in setting up our acoustic driver system and also for his help in preparing for this talk. The acoustic driver we use is from Resoundent. Resoundent basically works like a headless computerized network device. It itself does not have a monitor or any interface that you're able to type things to change any setting. It needs to have a static IP address and be included in your local network so that you're able to use some other computer to access it and then change the setting. So that's why before you configure your Resoundent active driver, you need to contact your IT department to request a static IP address for this active driver. And also make sure you activate the network port like this port that will be used to connect to Resoundent. So let's assume that you already requested IP from your IT department. Of course, these are just some fake IPs here. First, you want to make sure your power is on and the system is awake. To do that, you want to check that these two lights are both on. And then you need to find a laptop with Ethernet port. Nowadays, the laptops may not always have Ethernet port. You may want to get an adapter so that you can have a Ethernet port to use. And then you want to download this software called IP Setup from this website, or you can just Google it and download it to your laptop. The laptop must be running Windows because this IP setup program will not run on the Mac or Linux operating system. And then you will connect this Resoundent active driver directly to this laptop that you have with a Ethernet cable. And then you run IP setup on the laptop. So this would be the initial interface looks like. When you just run IP setup, you're not going to see anything in this window on the right. So you want to make sure you check this Find Legacy Applications. This checkbox is selected, and then click on this search again. With that, because the laptop and the acoustic driver is directly connected, this software should be able to locate the active driver. It's going to show something like this, and the IP address could just be the default IP address. So now to set your local IP to your acoustic driver, you just want to type in all these IP address you received from your IT department to here accordingly, and then hit set. And then with that, the IP address of your Resoundent will be changed to your local IP. So you want to write down this IP address because you need to use it. So now, after the Resoundent is configured with a static IP address, you want to connect your Resoundent active driver to the network port directly. So now you can just use any computer. It doesn't have to be the laptop anymore. Open a web browser and enter the active driver IP like this to the browser. And then with this, you will be able to see a web page looking like this. You're going to see a Resoundent logo and all these profile options. So you may want to set the profiles for different size of patients so that when you run in a elastography study, you don't have to set up this amplitude individually. So for here, I already set up the X small and a small patients, the amplitudes are 40% or 50%. I'm gonna show you how to set up the next one for medium-sized patient. So if I'm using this profile 3 to change it, I just highlight this, and then it's gonna ask you for a password. So you will request the password from either Resoundent or from your service engineer. So for here, just type the password and hit enter, and then you'll see the profile 3 is shown here. Um, just make sure that you only change the amplitude setting, but not the frequency, like here, 60.1, or the duration, because these two are hard-coded by the Siemens MR elastography pulse sequence, so you don't want to change them. Only change the amplitude. So for this one, I'm going to change the profile to medium 60% and change the amplitude to 60%. So after I'm done changing the amplitude, I'm going to hit change, and then this will lead me back to this list. So from here, you can see that my profile 3 is now for medium size patient trigger. So you might want to set different amplitudes. So at our side, we set from XS to XL with different amplitude. So that's how you set up the acoustic driver and the trigger amplitude. If you still have any trouble, you may want to contact Resoundent. The contact is here. And also you might want to contact your service engineer. Thank you for watching.